things, and I'm trying to create my own story. So maybe art as the cure is the thing that makes me different, along with the art style of being this hybrid of all these different kind of passions and visions that I have. The story that I have with art as the cure and the voluntary work and the charity work and Prince's Trust, and I do work with teenage cancer charities, and
it's amazing.
so that's kind of what I want people to invest in me. That's my passion, is helping and inspiring people. The fact that I get to make art to kind of fund that journey is an added bonus, so I get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's like that the cyclical sort of inspiration.
It's like a virtuous cycle. It's like inspiring people to become inspirational, and when people become inspirational, they inspire more people, and the more people they inspire, the more people become inspirational. So that's my ethos in life, is if I can use my artwork to inspire other people to make art, then you get more artists.
Yeah.
If I can inspire people to overcome depression and autism and eating disorders and self-harming, whatever else it is, inspire them to be creative, and they then get this ability to inspire other people. And the amount of people that I've had come to me and say that you saved my life by teaching me about art therapy. But then on top of that, as Art as a Cure has grown, people coming to me and saying, you inspired me to inspire my friends. And they've then come to me and said, thank you for saving my life, because you encouraged me to be creative and you enabled me and taught me about art therapy. So that's what I want Art as a Cure to do. I want to pass on this kind of, I don't know whether it's a gift or what, but having someone thank you for changing their life in that way is incredibly powerful. And I didn't want to be the only person to experience that.
Yeah.
I want this platform and this website to give other people that gift and that inspiration, so I can kind of step back and just kind of watch it trickle out and spread. And I'll always be the guy that started it, but I want other people to be the people that inspire people.
Yeah. I'm just, do you still talk to the first girl that inspired you? Do you talk to her often?
Now and then, keep in touch.
Yeah.
But the amount of people now that I've met, one of my best friends in Canada, a girl called Cass, she found out about Art as a Cure almost within a month of me starting it. She found it, and she was self-harming, and she was inspired by that, and we've kind of kept in touch, and she's now a nurse.
Wow.
And she's now going out and helping people, and she's the one that is caring for others, because she's gone through her dark phase and she's come out of it, and she still struggles with it, but she's got a release for it, and she knows that she can fall back on her creativity and helping other people and inspiring them, and that gets her through it. So I like to keep in touch with the people that have been part of my journey, and that's now, I'm lucky that that's a lot of people, and I'm hoping it'll be a lot more.
I hope so too.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, right. So can we talk a little bit about this piece? Maybe?
Yes.
'Cause, I'm curious to know how, when you do this sort of street art, how difficult is it for you to sort of take it all in and make it gallery official?
I wanted to do this piece in particular. This is one of the first ones I did where it was this kind of pop art style, where it's what's the best way to describe it? It's taking elements of all these different kind of ideas and stories and breaking it apart and finding the components that make up the story. I was the kid that was really good at Lego and took CD players apart.
Yeah, because everything is quite layered.
Yes.
And I know, like,
I wanted to get all the ingredients that would tell a story and would convey a message, and I wanted to break it all up and then kind of pile it all up in a random fashion that would allow other people to kind of come in and put two and two together and make their own story, and they have to put the pieces back together.
So when you're doing, like, say when you're in your studio and you're doing the stencils, like, do you already imagine this in your head, and you just sort of say, okay, now
I have a rough idea, but going from the base layers to the top layers, it depends, because if I do one stencil there, I can't have the exact same stencil on top of it. So it's constantly evolving, and I never know what the finished piece is going to look like until it's actually finished. And that's one of the fun parts of the artwork. Stencils is often quite regimented, and you design it, and you know how it's going to be cut, and you know how it's going to be sprayed, and that's it. With this, it's almost accidental a lot of the time, and you don't quite know how the finished piece is going to, because if you've done a yellow one there, you need a yellow one there, and then a yellow one there, and a red one there.
God, it's crazy.
So you're constantly stepping back and kind of evolving the artwork, which is fun, because it's not as regimented, and you can take your time and be artistic and compose it in different ways, and then every piece is unique. I can't replicate the same piece. So even if I've got the same stencils, I can't do the same piece because I might start there instead of there on the next one, and that would change the way that I have one here and one here. So every piece is going to be different, and it kind of compartmentalizes the different ideas and the different stories and layers, and does it in a slightly different way. And takes stencils a step further for me by giving it depth. Stencils are very one-dimensional in a way. It's very flat. And unless you're a Banksy and you can tell a story and you can tell a joke through a very simple stencil, that's the art form in that. It's the message that you get and the emotion that you get from the artwork. It doesn't have to be the best stencil. But if you can attach this emotion and this story and this idea and get people thinking and this thought process involved, that's when an art becomes an art form to me, and that's when an artist is successful in what they do. So for me, I wanted to kind of do my thing with breaking all apart like Lego and letting other people take the pieces and build up and create their own story and attach their own emotions to it. So I have that going through the work a lot. And then I have this billboard style where I rip stuff down from the street and I create collages.
Yeah, you did that in, I can't pronounce it. Is it
Azerbaijan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really cool. You had to bring street art in 7 days.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
I actually only had 2 or 3 days.
Did you? Oh, I thought the brief was 7.
It was, but I literally had a day touring the city and going around ripping posters down and getting inspirations. And then I had 2 days in the studio to make the artwork, and then the next day I was going to a school and showing everyone, and the next day I was doing all the photos around the city of it. So I didn't have long to do it.
How was that experience? How did people? I know the princess ended up buying some pieces from you.
Yeah.
Almost everything, right?
Yeah, everything that I made there she bought. Yeah, Layla is lovely. She supported me since I was with the Opera Gallery.
Oh, okay.
Then I went out there and we did the magazine feature for Baku magazine.
Okay. Did she invite you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Baku magazine Baku's the capital of Azerbaijan, so it's based on that.
Okay.
She loves my kind of artwork, and she said, right, it's you two. I want an artist to come out. Would you be interested? And I said, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a lot like England in a way. There was taxi cabs, but they were purple, and you get these big glass modern buildings, and it's juxtaposed against sandstone buildings like mosques instead of London, where it's more Gothic churches and old style buildings. So it was very London in that sense, but like a Twilight version of London. So going there, and I got to go to the art school and show everyone how I make it, and I sprayed a stencil for them, and they all just looked baffled. They'd never seen it. So they got taught oil painting, sculpture, pencils, and very, very traditional art forms. So me coming in and picking up a spray can and a stencil and a bunch of billboards on a canvas, they're kind of thinking, what the hell is this? Sprayed it within like a minute, and they were like, you just made a piece of artwork in a minute. How have you done that? But a lot of the professors were in there and they were a little bit shy to talk, so as soon as the kind of stuffy professors left, all the young people kind of swamped me and said, how do you do this? Where do you come from? Like, we love London, we love England.
It's like a new drug or something.
Yeah, it was brand new to them. But that was fun.
Yeah,
because they hadn't seen it before. So being the first kind of person to go there and actually make street art in a way, I didn't get the time. I wanted to stay for another week and actually go out and run around on the streets and spray stuff. I got to do it a little bit, but it was more confined in you've got a schedule, and tomorrow you've got interviews, tomorrow you've got school, you've got this day to do paintings, you've got that day to do paintings, then photo shoots and press calls, and it was very regimented in that sense. So I would love to go back and actually do a show there and do stuff on the street and kind of bring it full circle.
Yeah.
So
well, it looks like you made, or it sounds like you made it a little bit of an imprint.
Yeah.
Have you heard any? Have you been in contact with anyone?
Yeah, we actually did a pop-up show at Layla's restaurant about 2 months ago.
Okay.
So I got to put an entire body of work in. And she's got a cellar space under the restaurant and invite people down. So she got to see the new style.
Cool.
Because I changed a lot. Azerbaijan was like a turning point for me where I went and I came back inspired and I thought, right, now's the time to change my art style, and that's when I started doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, let's go. Can we go look at the
works?
Go for it. Yeah.